Wall Street analysts back Virgin Galactic, but two traders lay out why it's not a buy yet. A bullish case for Virgin Galactic despite volatility. Here's how Virgin Galactic will earn a profit. Buy Virgin Galactic? Well, they soared 50% as space tourism becomes $3 billion market. There's so much conflicting information about this stock. This is definitely a highly debated stock. There's not much in between. It's very similar to that of, like, say, a Tesla, where people are completely against it or completely for it. Well, I want to just show you this 30-second clip here and just give you my opinion on the stock and give you some information about it.
Virgin Galactic shooting sky high today, up 23% after snagging 2 buy ratings on Wall Street. Susquehanna calling the company an innovator in space tech, while B of A analysts say its growth potential is unparalleled. Your Trading Nation team today, Nancy Tengler of Laffer Tengler Investments and Delano Saparu of New Street Advisors. Great to see you both today. And Nancy, UBS says space tourism has the potential to be a $3 billion market by 2030, and it seems like demand is there. Tickets 600 have been sold so far for Virgin Galactic, and they range anywhere between $200,000 and $250,000. Your thoughts on the stock?
Okay, so there was that clip right there, and the reason I wanted to show you that clip is it goes hand in hand with these articles I wanted to show you. Now, right now, before we go any further, I wanted to, in full disclaimer, just show with you, I do not currently own space stock. I am a dividend investor. I do not focus on these high growth stocks, especially unprofitable ones like Virgin Galactic. But when we're talking about space stock, it is not one that I'm invested in, not one that I'm currently interested in investing in anytime soon. But that said, I'll go ahead and give my unbiased opinion on the stock. I'll be showing you the bullish and the bearish side of things. Because when we look at that interview on CNBC, things seem very optimistic. Seems like some great opportunities for the stock. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And if you're not familiar with me and you want to support the channel, you can follow along with me on my journey right here as I track my annual and monthly dividend income, my portfolio value, and my monthly YouTube income. And there it is broken down by category right there. And if you want to support me in the channel, thank you very much, guys. We are almost to 50. So go ahead and be the 50th person to sign up using this referral link, getting $10 just for signing up through M1 Finance, and there's also my portfolio shared down in the description. Thank you guys so much, and let's go ahead and get into the video. But Virgin Galactic has a bullish case despite volatility. So I wanted to scroll down here, and I wanted to start with this article. Virgin Galactic has 2 rockets which use reusable systems and can carry 6 passengers. Each one can make a trip every 2 months or so. As for spaceflight, it involves several minutes of weightlessness and majestic views of Earth from space. For this, customers will need to shell out a hefty $250,000. So then, how big is this potential market? How many people will really do this? Well, it could be a lot. According to Credit Suisse, there are 41.1 million people in the world that have a net worth of $1 million to $5 million, and these are the target market, the people that will be able to afford this. Now, I wanted to go ahead and go back to this interview, the little interview that we saw here on CNBC, and I wanted to go ahead and pull out my calculator here. And I wanted to multiply, she said that the prices of the tickets range from $200,000 to $250,000. We're going to go ahead and be generous, and we're going to go ahead and type in 600 times 250,000. And the number that you will get is $150 million. So $150 million is the only source of revenue that this company has had. Now, I know when you hear that, you might be thinking to yourself, wow, $150 million is a lot of revenue. They must be doing pretty good. There's only one problem about that. The company has a market cap of over $5 billion with a B. So let's keep on going further. Now, like I said, those 2 ships that we just mentioned in this little article right here, let's go to this article right here. The October 22nd, so that is the day after I'm filming this video. This is October 21st, the day that this is coming out. So the day after, they'll be having their flight, which will be the first of 2 that the space tourism company has planned to complete testing of its Spaceship 2 spacecraft system and should have just 2 test pilots on board. Virgin Galactic said last month that the second test spaceflight will then have 4 mission specialists inside the cabin. If both test flights succeed, Virgin Galactic expects the fly founder, Sir Richard Branson, in the first quarter of 2021. A spokesperson for Virgin Galactic added that the October 22nd date is meant to mark the beginning of the flight window, so it is possible that the flight will take place shortly thereafter, and this is what's really interesting. If this is successful, now that's the key word there, is the big if. If this is successful, they'll be flying their founder, Richard Branson, out at the beginning of 2021, so about 3-4 months from now, right? So if this is successful, they'll be out in space, and as soon as they fly out their founder, they're probably going to start looking at taking out tourists and taking out all their customers for all those 600 people that bought those $250,000 $1,000 space tickets. So let's go ahead and think about that for a second. They have this opportunity, they have this market of 41 plus million people that could have the opportunity, and according to this article, this is how Virgin Galactic will earn a profit. If we keep on scrolling down here, the whole time Virgin Galactic has been assuring investors that it would begin sending customers in space in 2020 and book its first profit in 2021. But in the last revenue-less quarterly report, Virgin Galactic finally admitted that commercial operations will actually have to be pushed back into 2021, meaning profits might have to be pushed back even further. And yet, Virgin Galactic must still hope to earn a profit eventually. So how does it plan to make that happen? Last week, the company gave us a clue. More precisely, Virgin Galactic gave stock analyst Jefferies & Company a clue, conducting a conference call with the investment bank, which was promptly recapped by CNBC. And you see here on this tweet, after a call with Virgin Galactic, Jeffrey says the second Spaceship Two spacecraft is on track to roll out by the end of 2020. Cost to produce the spacecraft targeted 30 to 35 million per vehicle, each built to last 10 plus years and fly 50 flights per year. Now, if we keep on scrolling through this article, I won't read it line by line, but basically you keep on talking about the opportunities for spaceflight, and there's also opportunities here potentially to have an agreement and partnership with NASA. Just like SpaceX is looking to do with their spaceships, Virgin Galactic is wanting to do the same in transporting materials to and from space. Okay, so we have that wrapped up. We know that they have an awesome opportunity for 41 million customers. They have $150 million in revenue with already 6 people reserving their tickets already. Even though the space flights aren't even completed yet, they're looking at flying Richard Branson about 2, 3, 4 months from now once the beginning of 2021 starts, and they're looking at having their successful space flights. And now let's go ahead and get to the ugly. We know that there's this huge opportunity. Wow, this company has almost no competition. This is going to be able to fly spacecraft out in space with no competitors whatsoever, right? Well, that's where things get a little bit tricky. So obviously, as an investor, when you're buying a stock, when you're investing in a company, you want your share price to appreciate. You want your stock to create wealth for you. So if you're buying today, if you're buying Virgin Galactic at $24 a share, you believe that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that this company is going to be worth more than $24 a share. You want the stock to be $30, $40, $50, $60 a share 5 and 10 years from now, right? Okay, so this stock is $24 a share, currently a $5.3 billion market cap. And if we go to this article, like they mentioned at the beginning of the video, space tourism to become a $3 billion market by 2030. Now, a $3 billion market. Let's go ahead and recap for a second. This company currently has $150 million, and it has to get to $3 billion potential market. Now, that $3 billion is not solely going to be going to Virgin Galactic. There will be competitors, probably not a lot, but SpaceX being one of them as well as some others. There will be competitors, so they will not be having 100% of that market. But let's say that they did. Let's say in a perfect world, it grows to be a $3 billion market. Everything goes awesome with this company. They're growing revenues, and they get to doing $3 billion every single year like clockwork. Well, even at that rate, this company would have to grow to an enormous market cap for you to make an even remotely decent return. So let's say that the stock doubled. Let's say that it went to about $50 a share or about a $10 plus billion market cap. Well, at that rate, it is going to be at a very high multiple. And there's another thing that we haven't mentioned yet. These numbers that we keep on throwing out, this $3 billion a year, is in 2030. So even if they are to hit these numbers, you're going to have to look at 10 years. 10 years for the potential, not the guarantee, but the chance of a $3 billion market by 2030. Now, 2030 is a long time to be buying the stock now in 2020, hoping for a return in 2030. Now, let's forget all that. Let's forget all the biases behind this. I know this is not a company that I like. Like I said, I'm a dividend investor. Obviously, this is not a stock that I like. So let's go ahead and take all the biases aside. I don't care if you're bullish. I don't care if you're bearish. One thing that we can look at is past numbers. So let's look at the facts. Let's look at the balance sheet behind this company, okay? So I want to go ahead and show the balance sheet and also want to show the income statement for space stock, for Virgin Galactic. Let's go ahead and look at the income statement first. We're going to have to look at quarterly statements because this company does not go very far back. Now I want to go ahead and look at their revenue. You see here, the last quarter of 2019, 3.78. The first quarter of 2020, 0.24. And then we scroll down here and let's go ahead and look at this company's net income. But when you look at their net income, negative 210, negative 60, negative 62, this company had $0. I want to repeat that real quick. In the second quarter of 2020, the company had $0 in revenue. $0. Okay? Now let's go ahead and look at the balance sheet. Let's look at the balance sheet of this company, and let's go once again to quarterly. And I want to look in cash and cash equivalents. And the reason why that's so important for a company like this is because when you have a company that is making little to no revenues, that is very unprofitable, the only way that they can succeed and get to a profitability stage is to have lots and lots of cash. And especially for a company like this, you're talking about billions of dollars of funding. So let's go ahead and look at these numbers. And this little line right here, cash and short-term investments, 480 million, 419 million, 360 million. You see how it's downtrending here? They're burning through cash very quickly. And when you look at this as an investor, so one of the only ways that a company can raise cash when they're a public company, one of the main ways I should say, is that they can either issue some kind of bond, which a company like this would probably not be able to do for a very good interest rate. I don't think bond investors would be very interested in buying bonds of this company. I could be wrong, but regardless, the other way is to issue stock. Now, when a company issues stock, which something like Virgin Galactic I could see very likely in the coming years, when they issue stock, it dilutes your ownership as a shareholder. When new stock is issued, you're $24 a share. If they were to issue that today, new shares in the company, the stock would go down. That happens 100% of the time when a company issues new stock. Now, what they do with those funds is up for debate, but when a company issues new stocks, current investors have diluted ownership. So that is not good for the company. And knowing that one of the main ways that this company can produce funds is by diluting shareholder ownership is not a very good sign. Now, once again, this is not biased. This is just pointing out the facts. Now, I wanted to compare this to a company of a similar market cap. This is a company that I used to own. I actually sold for about a 40% gain. This is a $5 billion market cap. Let's look at a company that's completely unrelated, but of a similar size. This is a company that has a valuation that is smaller than that of Virgin Galactic, okay? This has a $4 billion market cap compared to Virgin Galactic's $5.3 billion. Not only does this company have a lot of opportunity to get its share price right back to those all-time highs in the $75, $80 range, but this company also pays a dividend. So it issues cash payments to shareholders while you wait. So no matter what the share price does, you're going to be getting cash payments directly to your bank account every 90 days. Now let's go ahead and look at this. A $4 billion market cap versus Space Stock's 5.3. And like we said, remember this article that was the main bullish case behind this? They could potentially be making $3 billion a year. Okay? Well, right now, if that's the case, 10 years from now, they could be making $3 billion a year. Well, let's compare that to Foot Locker. Right now, in 2019, this company has growing revenues every single year. In 2019, this company did $4.1 billion, over a 25% increase, more than the $3 billion target that's 10 years out for Virgin Galactic. And not to mention, obviously, like I said, through the form of dividend payments and share price growth, this company is very profitable as well. So we have a larger revenue stream with a lot easier addressable market with more of a clientele to address to with much higher profit margins. And this company has a $1.3 billion market cap less than Virgin Galactic. So if you're looking at this and you're wanting to buy space stock and you're thinking that it's a good investment now, who knows what the opportunities that they might have in the future. But I think as far as space tourism goes and where the company is at today, they have a long way to go before this company can ever get to profitability and especially ever get to a point where you as an investor can see a sizable return 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. I think that once we talk about this conversation 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 2030, 2040, I think either one of the two will happen. This company will either find a way to dramatically improve its technology and get into things that are a lot more better than just space tourism, maybe like I said, those partnerships with NASA, or this company's going to zero. This company will burn through cash, it will run out of capital, and they're theoretically going to go bankrupt. So overall, guys, thank you for watching all the way to the end if you made it this far. Like I said, my name is Jordan. I'm the Millennial Investor. If you want to follow along with me on this investing journey, if you want to watch me be fully transparent with every single thing that I do, all my buys, my sells, my dividends, all that good stuff, links are in the description to get signed up with M1 Finance. Please be number 50. We have 49 people signed up, which is incredible. I never thought we would get 49 people. Get 50 people signed up. Links in the description. Links to share my pie are down below. And links for other things as well, including Yada savings accounts, credit card referrals, lots of other stuff like that. So go ahead and check that out down below. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.